Greetings to all my Filipino subscribers who are both in the Philippines and are here in the United States right now. I just got off from work. It's 4 p.m. here, but we just our dismissal time is at 3 p.m. and it's been an hour, but I'm still here in school. I'm currently in my classroom right now and I don't have anyone with me, so I got some kind of bored. Just a little flashback. This channel is called Chikang Online because my daughter, my 4-year-old daughter, her nickname is Chikang. And we also used that one as the title or as a YouTube channel name because Chika in Filipino means to talk, to like have a conversation. So this is what I'm basically doing right now. We're doing a little talk, and this will be about the culture shock moments or the amazing experiences, the funny experiences that we are having right now or that we have had experience with, while we are here. So it's been a month since we arrived, and I just wanna feel like I wanted to share this one with you so that you can as well prepare or maybe you have something to look forward to. So for for purposes of this discussion, the culture shock moments or culture shock, I shall define this one as the experiences that we did not have in the Philippines or we do not usually get in the Philippines. So that is how I am going to, or that is how um, I'm going to use the words culture shock right now. So it's not your typical culture shock, like, oh, it's very different. It's their culture is very different. I just use the term to refer to the moments that we are not so used to. Again, the new experiences that we have right now while we are here, or for the duration, for the 1 month that we've been here. So I'd like to start with my experience of being a J1 teacher. J1 teacher again is J1 is a visa for cultural exchange teachers. We do not have yet the working visa. So when we say J1 visa, we have a 3-year contract. So we are expected to stay in the United States for 3 years, but some employers would ask us or would ask J1 visa teachers to extend another 2 years. That would be 5 years in total if you are a J1 visa holder. But some can extend. Some of you may extend. Others are asking, oh, if you are a J1 visa, are we allowed to stay in the United States for 5 years only? Well, as a rule of thumb, yes, you are only allowed to stay here for 5 years maximum if you only have the J1 visa. But there are things that you can do for you to be able to stay here longer than that. And we're going to discuss more about that one. For now, I am going to focus on the experiences that we have here as J1 visa teachers. So that means I am not here for good. For now, I am just here for the J1 visa program. So I want to share during our application, during when I was still in the Philippines, we are looking forward to number one, the snow. When we say United States, it's cold and there's snow. But for us here in Phoenix, Arizona, it's so funny. It's even hotter, way hotter than the Philippines, and it's funny and shocking at the same time. We did not expect it at all. So right now it's 111 degrees Fahrenheit, so that's like 43 degrees Celsius. It's too hot. And that's why I'm staying in the school late. It's already 4. I already got out of my job. We already had dismissed the children, but I'm still here in school because I don't want to walk. We don't have a car. I don't want to walk home yet. I want the sun to set before I go home. because my brown skin is turning kind of red and violet because of the heat. And every time you go out, you can feel the heat from the ground. So that's why I'm still here in school. Next, aside from the snow, is that since I have mentioned that it's very hot, we use our umbrellas here. And I think I have mentioned this during my previous live. The people who are using their cars whenever we pass by the intersection and all that, they're kind of amused why we are using our umbrellas because they don't usually use it at all. Even during rainy days, when we arrived here, I think days after it rained, and as Filipinos, we were like, "Oh, let's get inside, move faster because we're gonna get sick. We're gonna get uh, runny nose." And then people are like, finally it rained because it doesn't really rain a lot here in the place where we are right now. It's in Phoenix, Arizona. So those are like new to us. Uh, Umbrellas are common in the Philippines, but not here. They love the sun the way they love um, the rain. Snow, they said that it gets better when it's winter because it doesn't really snow a lot, so it's cold, but there are no ice on the road, so they can still drive and it's good. Right now, they said that starting this summer, it just started this summer of 2021 when people are started flocking in Phoenix, so that's why our rents really went up high. It's kind of expensive here, and it's one thing as well that you kind you don't feel like it's something that we can relate about because our 2 months 3 months salary in the Philippines is like rent a month of rent here in the US, so something as well that is going to shock us. Now, next is uh the buildings and facilities that we have here in school are the typical buildings that you see in movies, in Western movies. The hallway, the buildings outside, they are nice. They do not look the same way as our schools in the Philippines. So it's quite different, and it's nice because it looks elegant. But sometimes some of them are just the colors are just so dry. They don't put a lot of murals on the outside of the building, but inside, like in the hallway, you can see a lot of murals, and it looks really nice. Another one that we find funny are, I mentioned the facilities, the things that we use in school. So, especially right now that you are doing modules, the teachers print a lot of modules and they have to sort it out, and it takes just a lot of time, so much of their time. So, they have to sort it out, they have to staple it. We were so amazed the first time we were toured in the building and we were asked to print out something, photocopy it. Some photocopiers in the Philippines we can photocopy it back to back, right? But here, the most amazing part was not just the back to back photocopier, but also when it comes out of the copier, it's already stapled. And we were like, this could really save a lot of time. Filipino teachers could save a lot of time using this copier, but I don't think it's cheap because the big machines that we have in the Philippines are like 40 to 50,000, the big ones, the ones with two trays at the bottom. And we are using here Lexmark and I forgot the other one. So I think it's kind of expensive, but if only we can provide that one to our schools, it would be a great help to the teachers. It prints so fast and it's already sorted out. It's already arranged according to how it should be arranged. That's why it's stapled afterwards. So it's nice. And another one is their free laptop. Each teacher is issued a laptop that you can use for the entire duration of your stay. Some also they change laptop every year. So I have here a Dell laptop. This is what the issue does, and it's Ryzen 5. It's a Dell laptop with touchscreen. and the processor is Ryzen 5, and it's just so fast compared to the lower versions like Intel 3. It's already Ryzen. And another one that I find amazing in the school that we are right now is the free lunch. I think I posted this one on my Facebook. The free lunch. And it's so funny because the first time we heard about it, I thought the free lunch was only for that day. So I did not want to make the impression that we we Filipinos are so much into free stuff. So I was like, maybe not, maybe soon. But then I realized that it is indeed free, like every day. Kids may bring their lunch, but it's also free every day. And we could save a lot. The teachers, we are six Filipino teachers here, and we take advantage of the food that they have so that we can save. That is very important for us to save right now because since we just arrived a month ago, we had a lot of debts in the Philippines. We did not have that much when we came here too. And another one is uh we don't have the time in and time out. Your integrity is being tested. You are so trusted that you need to come here before or at 7:30. And again, our dismissal time is at 3. During Wednesdays, we have our PLC, that's Professional Learning Community. It's like a meeting that we have with other teachers, with other uh, staff in school. We do that every Wednesday. So we dismiss our kids at 2:30. And it's up to us if we want to stay this late. But that's the time that we spend here is shorter than what we have in the Philippines. Next to that is that the uniforms. We don't have school uniforms, teachers' uniforms here. So if you are planning or if you are bound for the United States, you can just bring a few pants and more blouses, or you can just buy here. The the clothes here are not that expensive. You can find a lot of clothes here, which you can just afford. Because if you're gonna bring a lot of it, a lot of your clothes, and you're gonna have to bring a lot of your luggage, and it's costly to add additional baggage. So you can just buy your stuff here. The shoes, they are cheaper here too. And then uh let me just add more to the community. In the Philippines, it is really true. We have experienced that one. It's like, oh, this is amazing. When you cross the street, you have like two lanes. So between the lane is an island, right? So when you cross the road, the stoplight signals like will count down. It's still green. You can still cross the street, but it's already doing the countdown even before you reach the center part. So you're kind of like running. Oh, you need to move faster because the cars are turning right or are turning left. But it's so funny because even before they reach the pedestrian line, they don't have the many lines. They only have like a line for us to pass. So even before that they could reach that one, they would already stop whenever they see a pedestrian. So it is true that in the Philippines that the pedestrians stop for the cars, but here the cars would stop for us pedestrians. And it's nice. Now, one more thing in school is that the grammar. I mentioned this one. You don't have to be so fluent, you don't have to be so perfect with your grammar. Even the locals, they are not perfect too. So it's just in the Philippines that we like consider people who talk nicely, who talk fluently as smart people. I have noticed that one since I was in elementary. We would be looking looking at people who can speak straight English, fluent English, as like we consider them as smart. That's what our thinking were, but mm, not really. So as long as you can speak straight English, basic English, you can understand them, they can understand you. You are free to apply and you can be hired. It's It's your love for the craft. It's the way you answer them that would convince you them, I mean, to hire you. So another one is that since we are the first, actually it's a trivia, we are the first Filipinos who got hired in this school that we are in right now. Six of us, so two in the high school department, two in the special education department, and two as homeroom teachers. We call these homeroom teachers in the Philippines as advisors. So six of us, two high school teachers, two SPED teachers, and two elementary teachers. We are the first ones who got hired here. So it's like new to them, and the feeling is mutual. Since we are new here, we haven't been here ever since. The school also was amazed, and I think they are very welcoming. I feel that we belong in the school. So aside from the pay, you might consider applying to a school that cares for their employees. So that's why I told you in my previous video, you have to search for the school's mission, vision, their employees. You can do a lot of stuff on their website to check out if you would feel comfortable with the working environment, because you don't want to spend a year or even years in a school that you don't like at all. So next to that is that the cars. So the drivers are very courteous, and they respect pedestrians. Aside from that, the cars here are not just for the rich people, just like what we thought in the Philippines. Oh, if you have a car, you are rich. It's not really that. Some people in the Philippines also purchase cars because they find it hard to commute. So if they can afford it, then let them be. But here in the United States, almost all, like 90 to 95% of the people here have their own cars. Even your school cleaners, your the people you just meet along, the ones in the cafeteria, all of them. And us Filipino teachers, we don't have that, and we don't want to purchase because it's just 5 to 10 minutes walking distance to the school, and it's kind of price. It's not. I'm sorry. It's not that pricey. You can buy secondhand cars that would cost you $1,000. So that's 50,000 pesos in the Philippines. It's cheap. You can find a lot of cars who are, I mean, which are cheap here. But what would contribute to you spending a lot because you have a car are the insurance and the gas. So their gas here is $3 per gallon. I think it's quite the same in the Philippines. But one more is that I mentioned that we don't have school uniforms. You can just wear any comfortable clothes. And then in the apartment, I would want to share that some people are used to having a shower at home, but they don't use it at all. Or in the Philippines, we don't have a shower. We just use our pail and dipper, right? Here we don't have dippers, so they only have a shower, and uh, below the shower is the bathtub. So you can just take a bath there. They don't have a dipper. So if you're gonna use the restroom, it's either you use the toilet paper, that toilet paper, the rolled paper that we usually use to wipe our stuff. It's actually a toilet paper. It's not the table napkin or the papers that we use. We're like using the toilet paper that they have here for everyday usage. Like when you cry, you're gonna get the. It's not like that. They have a different towel. What do they call that one? The paper that you use for your faces. It's quite different. So they don't have a lot of bidet as well. So they just use tissue and paper towels. A lot of them. Well, it's quite environmental friendly though. And aside from those experiences that we have with the cars, with the school, in the apartment, I have personally experienced how heartwarming or how kind and generous the people that I am with here right now. Again, I've been here for just a month, but I can already see the goodness in each of them. Like, how blessed are you when someone would give you something, or it is such a blessing when people are so kind to you. How much more those people who are so generous in sharing their blessings to you. Yard sales are very common here. Like when they buy a new table, they're just gonna put their old tables along the road, and it's up to you if you're gonna get it. Or uh, any furniture, any materials that they have at home, they're gonna just throw it away. It's either it goes to the dump, or they're gonna donate it, or they're gonna put it along the side of the road, and anyone may just pick it. They're just gonna label it free. You may get it because we need it out this week or today. They are one colleague that we have here. She's an occupational therapist. She asked us if we consider them wasteful since they do that, but we just say maybe that's your culture, or maybe you were able to help others as well because of what you do. But in the Philippines, we don't do that a lot. So it's like, how amazing would that be? I don't think it's it would happen, like giving out your stuff for free, like along the road. Maybe you donate it, yeah. We used to donate our clothes to the fire victims and all that, to the typhoon victims, but not really leave your stuff outside and just let people get it. We don't have that kind of culture there. But aside from giving away their stuff, again, I mentioned I have personally experienced it. Excuse me. I have someone buy a hair dryer for me through Amazon and have it delivered to me because one teacher posted on Facebook that she met six Filipinos who are new here, and if they can give us like anything that we can use at home. So somebody gave me a hair dryer, somebody gave us uh, an extra TV, a 50-inch TV. So it's in the boys' apartment. And for the girls' apartment, we have uh, a 60-inch Samsung TV coming up. It was also given because they're not using it anymore, so they wanted to give it to us. We have an oak table that they want to give us too. It's just like we're not used to receiving those stuff in the Philippines, so we're just amazed and happy that how can people be so good? But that's not it actually. Aside from the things that they have given us, I have experienced just the other day when I wanted to pay for the processing or for a requirement for my husband and for my kids. So I tried to purchase it online. It's an insurance. So it is required that before you bring your family here, they have to get some requirements, and one of it is the insurance. Now I tried to purchase it online, and it only allows you to pay through a credit card, not even through cash. I don't, and not even through debit card. I don't know. Maybe I just I just didn't find where that option was, but it automatically says American Express or MasterCard, something like that. I have a co-teacher here who is Korean, but he is a local. He is a natural citizen since he was 3 years old. So he volunteered. Like I did not even ask him, but he volunteered. Who would do that for you? Who would let you use their credit card? And then I told him I cannot pay it for today. And then he was like, no worries. I'm just like so overwhelmed. I kept on shouting out of joy and happiness because of what he did for me. And it's just so amazing. We don't get that a lot at all. So another one is when you buy something at the store. So we have Target, Walmart, those are the grocery stores, Fry's, that we usually go to buy some stuff and to buy some groceries. And their push carts, it's so funny because sometimes you park farther than where you should be parking or like near to where you shop. So we were pushing the push cart, and then it automatically locked, and we did not know what happened. Then we just found out that we cannot bring the push cart, like, I don't know, they may have a minimum distance where you can just bring it there, but not too far. So we just find it funny, and it's a funny experience to have experienced. I mean, to have known that it's not allowed. And in school as well, they give you, in the Philippines, public school teachers spend a lot for paying the stuff for their classrooms, like these decors right here. They spend their own money, they shell out, they get it from their own pocket. But here they have they have a certain, like, 200 to 350 to $400 per teacher per year. That's a budget that you can use for your classroom. And for the painting, you don't have to, it's not your problem at all. It's the school's problem. So you don't have to spend for the painting, just the decorations that you have in your classroom, then you can use that budget. They won't give it to you in cash though, but you can use that specific budget, so you can order. You just have to list it down and give it to the property or the staff assigned to it to do the purchasing. And another thing also is that in the Philippines, I heard a lot of teachers um, telling me that they are not happy with their school heads, they're not happy with their employers, because they've been told that, oh, I'm the one giving you your pay, I'm the one um, giving you um, what you need, because I pay you, because you're paid with every work that you have. It's so toxic, and it's not healthy at all. But here, we've been told a couple of times that although we need a job, we badly need this job to provide for our family, the school would tell you that they need you more than you need them. And it's quite an assurance that you won't lose your, not just your job, but also your mind at any time of the day, because you feel so appreciated. You feel your efforts are so recognized that you just want to work harder each day. So it would really make a difference if your working environment is like that, compared to, you know, being called out, being told a lot of times that you are working because they're paying you. You should be working because you love your job, and that you've been a great help to them. Being recognized is will also spell a difference to the teachers' lives. I hope some employers would know that too, and I hope that the teachers in Ipinosan College Foundation Incorporated would also appreciate it. That we appreciate that we appreciate them just the way they appreciate their job, and that we are grateful that they are working for us just as much as they are grateful because they have the job, especially during this pandemic. So it's a win-win situation. And if there are good people, they said that there would be bad people along the way. Well, I don't want to think that we will never meet those kind of people. But if ever we will, then it's totally out of our control. It's them, not you. Or if you did something wrong, hopefully they will just tell you that, so that you can also work out on your character and your attitude. Maybe you did something to offend or hurt them too. So it's a two-way road. You don't have to say that this experience that we have right now would never happen to you, that some people who are already here are so blessed. Then you will never know. I just want to say, I told you in my last video that uh you are when you get hired here, you will be blessed. When you get a job offer, you are so blessed. But mind you, if you did not get the job on your first try, on your first interview, never lose your never lose faith, because what happened with our other friends or other applicants that we were with during our application stage, they got hired way ahead of us. They got a job offer way ahead of us earlier this year. They processed everything, but by the time that we needed to fly the following week, some of them lost their job offers. Some of them lost their offer letter, and some also were able to process everything, but they were not able to come here too. So there's a reason why you were not able to get that job. Maybe because that job is not that stable, or the company or the school is not for you. So please don't lose your faith. Just continue applying. And the experience here is fun, although you will miss your family a lot. But I am hoping that you get your offer letter and you will experience the funny experiences, the great experiences, the amazing ones that we have experienced here too. Because although I am sharing like positive feedbacks to you, there are also things that would test would test you while you are here, especially that you are far from your family. So I think that would be all for today. Those are just a few things that we have experienced here. Something that you need to look forward to, something that is just random. So it's up to you if you would still want to be here after everything that I have shared. So thank you again for watching. See you again on our next video. Bye.